hear people say it all the time, but once you have kids, then it's such an amazing thing, and it makes me scared to think, what if I decided not to? He just brings so much joy. I mean, part of that is his personality too, but I mean, he's just such a happy, fun-loving guy. Always likes to have fun. He likes jokes, pranks, all that kind of stuff. And of course, we can have some serious times too. I just love when, his curiosity, the questions he has. Sometimes he asks some hardcore spiritual questions that I don't have the answers to. But it's just fun, and watching him soak it up. I was really proud actually this morning. I was on a meeting on Zoom, and my wife was out at work, and he was there, and he was complaining that he had a really bad headache, and he was almost crying. And I was like, oh, I'm in this meeting, and I don't know what to do. And next thing I could see him in the living room walking with his hands folded, and I knew he was praying. And it's just such a nice moment, such a proud dad moment. Like, I couldn't be for him there right there, and his thing was, I'm going to pray. And I mean, he's only 6 years old, so just there's no greater joy than that, really.
Those are priceless moments.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, those are ones you wish you had your camera going and say, I want to grab this forever. Oh, our next question is, what's the most challenging thing about being a dad? Samson, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, thank you. For me, the most challenging thing is, actually I have to start this way. I had my first 2 kids while I was in the university. I should be between 21 and 22. So it was very challenging because I still regarded myself then as a boy. And thank God I was married to my wife. We said, okay, I would like to have a kid. I was thinking to have 1 kid. So we had one, and we are being sustained from back home. My mom used to pay for everything, and my wife's parents supported us too. So along the line, there was a program the federal government changed in Nigeria. It's called SAP, Structural Adjustment Program, which causes devaluation of our currency. Nigeria currency used to be a local 1 naira, almost equivalent of $2 US. Ooh. Then when I was away, so they call us petrodollars in Europe, and we were living good. So things started to happen. We had this kid. Sometimes I will wander off. I bet I play a lot with Alex. Alex probably, I thought I was a kid myself. Like every single blessed day when I'm coming back from school, I will make sure I buy him a toy. Our house was full of toys. So when things change, then I know I have to start doing something. So I get a job as a radio talk host show every Thursday. And on weekends, I work as a DJ in a club, in a very big club in Florence, Italy. So, it was big for me because I come back, buy things for Alex. We play a lot, we play hard. And that still reflects in my children's life today.
So, Ron, for you.
Well, one of the biggest challenges is there is no instruction manual. And for somebody who likes to have a plan and follow a process, that was by far the biggest learning lesson for me. I still remember in the early days when Matthew was first born, I couldn't even tell you how many years it had been before he was born that I changed a diaper. And at that time, maybe only changed 2 or 3 in my entire life. So Wanda was very patient and very good at giving me instructions to move me along the line. But as the ages and stages have moved on, there's similar challenges. And in my stage of life now, all my parents are gone, so I'm essentially, I guess, the patriarch of the family, and so I don't have, many people up my family line to be able to talk to about certain things. So a lot of it is making it up or talking to, good friends who can offer advice from time to time. But in all of that, I want to be the very best dad I can be. I want to be the very best husband I can be. I want to show them examples of both of those things so they grow up to be, the men that I would want them to become. And all the while, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. So it's been a very interesting dynamic. I've had an unbelievable amount of growth over the last 17 years since Matthew was born, 18 almost. And I wouldn't change it for the world, but definitely periods of challenge, and even still, I'm figuring things out.
Number 4 is, how do you take time for your spouse and other relationships amid busyness and having kids and work? One of the things that I find with a lot of individuals is a lot of men that are fathers. It is a real balancing act. How do we balance all of these different things in our lives, our wife, our kids, our work, and then even ourselves? And so, Chris, we're going to start with you on this one.
Okay. First, I have to acknowledge that I certainly don't have this down pat. I was telling my wife, are you okay with me answering this question? 'Cause I think for me, it was kind of looking at it now. I think I poured so much into being a dad that I don't want to say ignored, but definitely did not spend as much time with my wife. We spent time together with our son, but we definitely lost some of that quality time. And kind of one of the things for us when our son was born, we don't have much family in the city. We were lucky enough, we were involved in the youth group, so we had a ton of appropriate, good youth that could babysit for us. But unfortunately, Lincoln was the kind of child, he didn't want to be away from us. He needed either his mom or his dad. And sometimes in church, I see people pass their children around. We couldn't do that. He needed to be with mom or dad. So our families come and visit from Newfoundland. My wife's parents come up for almost 2 months in the summer, but even in the first few years, because he didn't really know them, I mean, if we tried to take a night out, we'd literally have to sneak outside the door. I remember one time my mom texted me and after we left, and he said he just threw up. He was just so out of sorts. So it was definitely tough. So we tried to spend family time. In the last few years, it's been a little bit better, and I would just encourage people to take that time to, even at nighttime, it's tempting sometimes when you're done with the parenting to just do your own thing, but just take that time to talk, to check in.